Thank you very much. A lot of similar issues in the region where I come from. Climate change seems to be a big issue, especially with the management of grasslands. We used to have major droughts every 10 years. We seem to have them every 5 years now. So recovery of assets becomes a very, very big issue. A lot of our land, especially a lot of our grasslands, are communally owned. So the management of those, especially in terms of controlling grazing and utilization, is a major issue. And together with that, we see some issues that come with different governance systems. A lot of the communities, the Maasai, the Samburus, used to have a very clear grazing system that was controlled by the community. And then came along government with administrators and chiefs who, like we were told yesterday, don't hold a stick in their hands when they are talking to elders. And one of the major issues then is the erosion of that grazing system that the communities had developed. That becomes a major issue, especially in terms of controlling how the grazing is done. Another major issue that is coming up, especially in Kenya, a lot of our grasslands are disappearing under concrete. The whole region to the south of Nairobi, which used to be the Maasai land grazing area, what they call cool waters, where they came during the wet season, is all now under concrete. That has two effects. One, it blocks migration routes, not only for the livestock, but also for the wildlife. That becomes a major source of conflict between humans and wildlife. And Kenya, we are known for wildlife. So when you have conflict with wildlife, it becomes a major issue. A lot of our farmers, unlike most of the other farmers from the other countries, are on the peripheral of formal markets. The system of production is not market-oriented, and a lot of the times animals are only sold when there's a need in the family. Now, that has several resulting problems. One is that most of the areas are grossly overstocked, so erosion and degradation, loss of biodiversity is a major issue. Poverty is very high in these communities because they don't really participate in the formal system. And that is more pronounced where you have female-headed households. They seem to always be more in the periphery than when men are managing this system. One thing that I will also add to that as I finish is food aid. And it looks very odd to have food aid together with all these other issues with grazing lands. But what has happened, the culture of food aid and food distribution has kind of forced a lot of the pastoral communities to settle around urban centers where the food is provided. And therefore, they don't go out following their livestock. And therefore, they lose their livelihood. So they are more of depending on what then is provided through NGOs and the government.